Have your attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And we are live, and it is Red Shirt Friday, and Dave Glovin is my co-host today.
That's right.
We're using my system to get out to you folks today.
Because Restream decided to send a bogus link or a problem with the link, and when you talk to them, they tell you everything is all right. You send them the link, they are able to log on, and I said to them, nobody else is able to log on and join the show this morning, and we're live. I don't have enough time to play with you. So if anybody can suggest something in the $20 a month range, we will probably take a look at it.
And there you have it. I know I use EV Mux, and I never have problems, but it cost me $28 for my setup because I have like
I don't need the same system that you.
Yeah, so be less than that. Yeah. But check it out. You know, we're here now with EV Mux, and we're waiting for Ray of the Patriots Lab to join us. She has the link. But folks, today it's Red Shirt Friday. I'm wearing red. He's got a little bit of red in his shirt with the American flag. God bless you, patriotism. And what we're going to do today is we're going to show two short videos to honor our troops. We're going to talk about some of the troops who are deployed and what Trump just did with Ukraine and what Ukraine and Russia are doing to each other. So folks, before I show the videos, if you have anyone currently in the military, and if you haven't done it lately, text them, email them, call them, pay them a visit, tell them how much you love them, hug them, kiss them, because you never know when they might get deployed.
That's right.
With that, I'm going to start with the first video. Here we go.
Their lives ended in places called Bella Wood, Omaha Beach, Salerno, Guadalcanal, the Chosen Reservoir.
Hang on 1 second. Ray's here, so I had to stop that so I can see him, so I can add him to the screen. So I'll start it over again. So he should be popping up here. There he is. He is showing offline.
Okay, I don't know.
Let's try it again.
It's turning into Freak Out Friday.
There he is. Okay. Hey, Ray, we're getting ready to get started here. Just be patient with two short videos, then we're going to talk, okay?
All righty.
Here we go. I'll start the video over. Beep. Here we go. Oops. Helps add it to the screen.
Their lives ended in places called Bella Wood, Omaha Beach, Salerno, Guadalcanal, the Chosen Reservoir, the jungles of Vietnam, and the deserts and mountains of Iraq and Afghanistan. What they gave us is beyond our power to repay. So, all we can do is remember them. We see them in our minds as old and wise, when most of them were so young. And when they died, they gave up two lives. The one they were living, and the one they would have lived. No weapon in the world is more formidable than the will and courage of free men and women. The price for this freedom at times has been high. but we have never been unwilling to pay that price. There are those who say that we are in a time when there are no heroes. They just don't know where to look.
Oh man. Okay, one more, and then we'll go into our chapter for today. This one's a little bit more upbeat.
Okay.
And timely for Veterans Day. Okay, and there we are.
Okay. And there you are. And there we are. Good morning. It's a frantic Friday boogie with the bull. Restream decided not to work at all. Randy was able to bring us on Evie Mux. Good morning, Ray. And how are you doing?
I am great, gentlemen. How are you?
Doing fine. You didn't get much of a chance to talk yesterday, so why don't you take the lead, and then we'll follow behind you.
Well, let's see where we what are we airing on this morning?
Well, it's always the same politics.
No, what platform?
Oh, well, okay. So we're on my personal platform, my All Roads to the Genealogy platform. We're on 5 Confederate platforms. I'll tell you in a second what they are. They are. Bum, bum, bum. Give me a second. Gotta change my screen here. Hang on, folks. Bum, bum,
I don't see
bum.
us on the Randall Rhodes page.
No, we're not. We're on the. We're on. Here, just give me a second, okay?
Okay, no, take your time. Take your time. Take your time. I'm very happy that we're here. People will get notice and they'll hopefully watch. And if they don't,
Okay, so we're on the Carolina Grey Ghost Home Guard Volunteers.
okay.
We're on Rebel Storm, Southern Independence Association, Confederate Women, the Patriots Lab, and my All Roads Lead Home Genealogy.
Okay, so you're
And
not on your Randall Rhodes page.
correct. Yes, I'm also on.
Because I don't see it there.
Yeah, you and I have a problem with seeing each other on my personal page, but you're on my. But go to my wife. You're under my wife. Okay, for some reason, my wife can see you and I can't. So that'd be Claudette or Claudia.
Now let me do that. Claudette Rhodes. Anyway, let's go along with the show, and I'll work this on the background amongst myself and
Amongst yourself.
well,
So that's Claudette
Rhodes.
Rhodes.
Right. I see us
Claudette
on the
Rhodes.
Randall Road. I see us on Claudette Rhodes. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm good. I can watch. And
Did you see the Patriots Lab, Ray? It's there. If not, I'll send it again to it.
I can't see right this second. I'm trying to put something up here.
all right. Well, we're live on the. I see us on Claudette Road, so I don't want to send everybody there. I'll share it out. I don't want to overload her page, so I will do this. I will send it there. I will send it there. I will send it there.
So someone got to start talking.
Well, we're all doing things at once because Restream decided to mess us up this morning.
I was wondering if I could show a video this morning.
Absolutely.
Well, you know how everybody's been. First of all, don't listen to the politicians. We have to stop listening to the politicians. We have to start listening to the boots on the ground. We got to start listening to the people who are actually in the fire, in the thick of it all. And I tell you what, these people in these inner cities, whether they're black or white or what have you, they want help. And let me go ahead and just show a quick video of a gentleman in the inner city of Chicago and what he has to say about their crime there. Let me see if I can.
There we go. Hang on.
Okay.
Let me make it big.
Project Hood founder, Pastor Corey Brooks, joins us now. So, Pastor, we keep hearing from the mayor and governor, crime's going down, leave us alone. Should we leave you guys alone?
Absolutely not. We need to invite President Trump in. We invite the National Guard in. You know, we've had 254 deaths in 233 days. 80% of those have been black boys. And for anyone in our community to say that things are getting better and that people are safe, that is an outright lie. We need to do any and everything we can to keep our citizens safe. One of the number one priorities of government is to make sure that the citizens of America stay safe. And that should be the number one priority of the governor and the mayor, but it's not, because the only thing that they're really concerned when it comes to black lives that matter is black lives that matter that vote.
So we need people like you. I'd love for you to walk the streets with a camera and just ask people, what do you think? Would that help your life if there was National Guard here or more cops in your neighborhood with the National Guard holding down different other sectors that are less challenging? Because we look at these numbers, and this is what the governor and mayor are talking about. Murders are down 50%, robbery down 11%, burglary up 8%, felony theft up 46%, misdemeanor theft up 61%, motor vehicle theft up 80%. Those first two numbers is what they're leaning on. Those other numbers are so disturbing, it's sickening. So how do we break this? How are we going to break with Democrat against a Republican, and we end up in a political fight, and the people are not, their needs are not being addressed?
We break it by telling the truth. We break it by hearing what the people have to say from the community. There's no doubt about it that crime is still a serious problem in the city of Chicago. Anytime you have individuals breaking in stores downtown in Nordstrom's, that's a problem. We still have mothers who are burying young boys and their sons are dying prematurely. That is a serious issue. And for individuals to make us try to feel as if we're witnessing things getting better. That's not right. It's distasteful. And for those who live in our community, we realize that's a lie, and we realize that something needs to be said. That's why I'm speaking out every time I get a chance, because I bury these black boys. I see the mothers who are crying. I see the deaths that are going on every day, and I witness the crime in our community every single day on the sidewalks.
So he says murders are down, but for 13 years, Chicago has the most murders of every U.S. city. He says numbers go in the right direction. 7 consecutive years, Chicago has had the highest murder rate among U.S. cities, with more than 1 million people. I mean, this is as bad as something you would see in a Middle East city.
That's where it ends.
Okay, and that's where it ends.
All right. That's where I didn't want to show the whole thing.
Okay.
But that's just a microcosm of what the inner city is dealing with, man. These people in the inner cities, they want Donald Trump to come in there because they're just sick and tired of watching the death rate of young black males continue to grow over time. Um, this is basically a scheme by the Democrats to eliminate the young black population. You figure if it continued to go at this rate, hell, within the next 100 years, we ain't gonna have many black men walking around. They're gonna keep killing each other off. And that's one of the things that I believe is part of their agenda. Let the black man self-destruct and process of elimination. But Louis Farrakhan said it best in the interview. Donald Trump is a anomaly. Donald Trump is destroying every narrative and every enemy of the black man, and these liberals don't like it.
Dave, what do you think?
We are all messed up because everybody is doing what they need to do. We need to get out there. We need to show who we are, what we are, and tell them that we're just not going to stand it anymore.
I think what we need maybe is, and forgive me for not knowing some of the names, but like the black ministers of the past days, where they would gather up the black folks of the various neighborhoods, and they would walk down the streets and across the bridge in unison, their arms interlocked. You know, uh, maybe what we need to start doing is getting back to that, not just black folks, but black and white folks together, arm in arm, shoulder to shoulder, walking through these blocks where the murder rate, where the crime rate is so high, to show the bad guys that we're done with it, we're fed up with it, we're going to start taking back our city blocks. Sort of like that. There's been movies in the past where the dude comes back from the Vietnam or from some war. He's highly trained. He's still high strung, and he comes back to his home, and it's been taken over by the thugs, by the gangs, and the people there are so afraid to go out because they're afraid of being robbed or mugged or whatever. So he comes out by himself, essentially, initially, and he starts fighting back. And next thing the older folks, the neighbors, the men and women see him, and they get behind him, and they go back and they fight and they take back their city. That's what we need to do. If it has to be the National Guard doing it, like in Washington D.C., then that's what it has to be. The Democrat leadership is. I wouldn't say they're blind to the actual crime rate. They don't want to admit that they have a failed system and that their cities are under attack by the gangs. It's sort of like days of the mafia, where the mafia was there and they would shoot down their opposition, or they'll go into the various bars and the kingpin of that particular block or sector is in the back of the corner. He's having joined his whiskey or whatever, and he has 3 or 4 guys protect him. But these guys come in with machine guns and blast away, killing all of them. It's almost like that. So I think the Democrat leadership has defunded the police departments, like in Minnesota, where that horrific mass murder just happened in the Catholic school. I just heard this morning that since 2020, due to defunding of the police, they lost. They had initially a 2020 900 police officers, but because of the defund program, they lost 500 police officers. So these cities that have this type of loss of police force, they need the National Guard or the federal soldiers to go in there, take back the streets, put the bad guy in prison, rebuild what's been destroyed, build up the police force. Because I heard also in that same broadcast that even if they start now to rebuild the police force, it takes years to get back to where they were with a fully trained police force. And the bad guy knows this. That's why the bad guy is taking advantage of these Democrat-controlled cities.
I was going to call on Ray, but I don't see Ray there.
There he is.
There he is. What do you think, Ray?
About what?
Randy, tell him what he thinks.
Okay. A snippet of what I said. What essentially was saying is that we ought to like the times of old, where what's the black minister's name? Back in the 60s, 70s, he was assassinated.
Martin Luther King.
Thank you. It's like the days of Martin Luther, where you saw videos of him shoulder to shoulder, arm in arm, with all the folks behind him walking across the roads and the bridges. Saying we are in unison. We are together. We are brothers. We need to do that. We need to get back to that. And go back and take back these city blocks where the bad guys taking control. Letting the bad guy know that his time is done. We're taking it back. Bring in the National Guard. Bring in the federal soldiers if necessary. But the reason for that is because they have these Democrat cities have torn down the police force. They defunded the police force. Minnesota, where the Catholic school shooting was in 2020, they had 900 police officers. But because of the defund program, they lost over 500. And the bad guy knows that. So the bad guy can go and do what he wants to get out before the police even show up.
What do you think, Ray? You think everybody's just in the wrong place?
No.
I mean, I think you're right that we need to clean it up, and we need to clean it up now. And I'm starting to think that maybe it isn't so much asking where we're going to go. It's more we just need to ask the right people to go, meaning go find out, go into this area and look at this area. And if you see that we are messed up, please help me clean it up. It's time to do that.
These cities have gotten out of hand. This is what they need. They need a overhaul.
Yep.
And hopefully, the military can go through and clean it up and make it maintainable for law enforcement once they go and get rid of the majority of the bad people. It's like anything, when stuff overgrows and stuff, sometimes you just got to give it that rough cut down and then maintain it. And that's what Trump is doing. Trump is giving it a rough cut down. Overgrows and stuff, sometimes you just got to. But yeah, that's what's happening.
That
He's
is what.
he's going into all these blue cities. He ain't got to
Yeah.
worry about the red ones too much.
No. No. The red ones are on board of what's happening. So this morning, if anybody goes to the Boogie with the Bull Uncensored group, you'll see a post that says the Patriots Lab, and underneath that it says View Post. Uh, Facebook's not letting me share it so that you can see it. It does say Red Friday Morning Caffeine with today's date. Everything is right. I'm not sure what's going on. I woke up today in a weird alternate universe where nothing is working right today. So that is that is where we are. I want to thank Randy for putting us on EV Mux and getting us out to the world. I know Patriots Lab people that you're seeing it if you're following Ray, which means that it's getting out, but it didn't get out to everybody. So please like it and share and send it out. And I know it's kind of tough in the sharing process, but we're going to do our best. We're going to reach everybody. Go ahead, Ray.
But other than that, let's see what's going on in the world. Other than Trump getting ready to take over these cities. What do we have? What do we have? It looks like Jasmine Crockett is no longer a participant in Congress. Look like she will be losing her seat down there in Texas. What a brief stay! What a brief
I
stay!
don't I don't worry about her because I saw a video the other day and I think it was AI produced, so I'm not sure who produced it, but evidently she is a rather accomplished lawyer. So I don't civil rights lawyer. So I don't worry that she's going to be a starving American. She will find a job, and maybe they'll work this thing out, and she'll run against a Republican in Texas, and maybe she's got a chance of winning, but I doubt it because if you watch anything she's done, you can see that she's gone from looking like a lady, acting like a lady, to speaking like a thug, and and if you act like a thug and you are a thug, you get treated like a thug. And I'll only say this once: people in Texas are doing what Texas is on schedule to do. They're on schedule to redistrict in 2025. It doesn't matter who the majority is. They're on schedule to redistrict. So right now, the Republicans have the right to redistrict Texas however they want to do it. And when the Democrats win, they have the right to do it if it's time to do it. If not, it's leave it the way it is. Gavin Newsom in California wants to take the right away from the people who gave it to an independent commission made up of everybody except legislators to make the districts, and he wants to take it back so that he can change the districts to a Democrat majority for the next 3 years, which would give them 5 more seats in the House. So he's as guilty as anybody else who is doing election rigging right now, if that's what you're doing.
Well,
So
they've been doing this forever, man.
they have been. They
Yeah,
have been.
the
They have been.
Democrats are always whining once the shoe is on the other foot.
Right.
Everything that is being done to these Democrats is nothing but karma. Is everything that they have always been doing, and they just don't like it. They don't like it when the shoe's on the other foot, and they can't dictate nothing. It's sad. It's sad what we have to sit here and witness from a political party. You would think that we would be at a place where people would, start to come together and really try to figure out how we can make America a better place for everybody. But man, these liberals, they hate Donald Trump so much they can't see down the road. Um,
I hope that they're seeing that, you know, the more they keep this up, the more down the road they're going to go. And hopefully they're going to end up somewhere that they don't want to be. It really is time for America to work together. And there are good Democrats, there are bad Democrats, there are good Republicans, there are bad Republicans. But, it's really time for America to work for America.
well, people get to finally, see who has the best interests of this country, at hand. And like I said, beginning with your broadcast, can't listen to these politicians, man, because the politicians, they got an agenda, and their agenda has nothing to do with the American people. Their agenda is all about the power struggle, and how they can maintain and hold on to power by any means necessary.
Yep.
I mean, who would not want, no matter who the individual is offering, who would not want cleaning up your cities when you see the horrendous crimes that continue to take place day after day, or night after night? Well, day after day too. Um, because this shit happens in broad daylight. People
Yep.
just don't care. They have no more respect for humanity, and it America is still not fully invested, should I
No,
say. Once America gets fully invested, it'll be just like the damn Cracker Barrel thing. You know,
they they made a mistake.
Oh, they
Cracker,
did.
Cracker Barrel messed up because, see, most of the Cracker Barrels are in the South.
Yeah,
And
they made a
Southerners
mistake.
ain't playing that shit. You see how quick the South rose up on their ass?
See ya. Don't
Hey,
want to be ya.
And
that's
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 going to happen again. The South is going to rise up again. They got boots on the ground. They got their hands in the politics, and they're doing certain things that they hope within the next 3.5 years, while Trump's in office, that they might be able to do what they tried back in 1861. And I'm all for it because you know. Someone mentioned in the news the other day about the transgender population, like 1%, right? So why is it the 1% has so much power over the 99% of the population to do what they want to do, and we can do nothing about it? A 5-year-old getting a sex change because he said, I want to be a girl, he wants to be a boy. A 5-year-old doesn't know what color the crayons are yet, and most times, or how to put blocks into certain shapes. And here they are, they'll make a decision about changing their sex. No, that's the mom and dad, and primarily the mom who wants to change, the sex of their child. Like, oh, I got a boy, I wanted a girl. Oh, I got a girl, I wanted a boy. Well, that's easy fix now. The insurance company will pay for it for me. I'm sorry, right now the mother of the guy the guy, gal, whatever we're going to call it, that shot up the school, is in hiding with a criminal defense attorney because they know that the police and the legal system is going to come after her because of what she did or did not do to control her child. And it's like the news guy is saying, there's no way in hell that the mother or the father, he's missing too, could not have seen all those weapons, all the bullets, could not have seen him making the videos, reading his stuff, see the way his mindset was to get him help. For some reason, they either they wanted to ignore it, that it didn't happen, or maybe they're complicit in the shooting up of the school. Maybe the mom, retired and didn't get the money she wanted, or whatever, and she wanted revenge against the school, and using her son as a way of doing it was her way of getting revenge. Who knows?
hey, I got a question for you, Randy. Okay, what will it look like when the South rises again?
Well, from what I'm hearing, okay, folks, keep in mind, I'm a northerner, born in the north. Technically, there's a word for me for the south, but a copperhead. They refer to me as a copperhead, someone who lives in the north who openly supports the south. So they call me a copperhead, okay? And uh, all my genealogy clients are from the south, and they love me. They've embraced me. They've included me in some of their particular groups. Okay, um, like the CSA2, who's responsible for protection of the statues and monuments and cemeteries.
But
The
so
SIA, the
question.
SIA, which is responsible for trying to legally secede the states of the South. And what they're saying is that the original states that in 1861 that seceded, along with any northern state, and there are a lot of northern states who support the South, if they want to come along and join us in the secession of the country, they are more than welcome. So what SIA is doing, what they've incorporated me to do, is to send out emails and quizzes to all these senators and congresspeople who are up for reelection, saying, look, you're in our district. If you want to be reelected or elected for the first time, whatever, then you need to be on board with that the people in the South want to secede from the North. If you want our vote, then you have to be on board as well. So that's what they're trying to do while Trump's still in office, because Trump seems to be supportive of the South because of the laws he's passing to protect, the statues and so forth. Did that answer your question, sort of, kind of?
No.
So,
Okay.
okay, so ask your question again, and what are you trying
Yeah,
to?
this is. I'm just gonna take. I'll go off of it.
Go ahead.
We hear phrases like the South will rise again. Now we remember from history it was a civil war between the North and the South. So when we when possibly when people hear things, when people say the South will rise again, are they going? Some people take it as the South fighting the North and conquering the North as them rising again. But like you just explained, it would be the South succeeding from the the country.
So there are different groups in the South,
Right.
and I guess I gotta say this delicately, okay? CSA one, CSA two, SIA, SCV, and others. Okay, the SCV is kind of like the soldiers. Okay, um, and they are the ones who, if called upon, would go to fight. Okay, there is
But fight
another,
who?
the North, the North. So if we were to secede, and it came to a battleground, the SCV, as I understand it, are the boots on the ground. They're the ones who would take it to the fight. There's another group. I forget what their initials are, but they have, from what they told me, areas of underground protection, shelters, food, water, and medicine, and so forth, for the families to go to protect the families. Okay, they're just tired of the war is over. It's been over for a long time. But what they're fed up with this is that there are those in the North, primarily liberal Democrats, okay, who have not left go. They're still fighting the fight. They're still trying to tear down the monuments that show respect and honor to the fallen dead soldiers who fought the war. They're they're
But
they're, they're
you but you just stated it's only a small percentage of people that think that way, and a lot of them are the politicians. So how could you then group in citizens? in that.
Okay, that is why. Okay, they are trying to secede politically with no guns fired. Okay, they're trying to get politicians in office who would legally support using the Constitution, because in the Constitution, as they tell me, there are certain parts of that Constitution that legally allow a state to secede from the rest of the states. They are trying to politically go in, get the right people in office who would go up, just like they did back in 1861. It says, the state of South Carolina secedes from the North. The state of Virginia secedes from the North, to do it legally, okay? And that way there are no guns, there are no bullets firing. But they are backed up by the possibility that might not happen, okay? Well, will it ever happen in my lifetime? Probably not. I mean, they're just fed up with uh, there's a handful of black folks who walked into this one area and they saw the statue. It was a Confederate general. They went berserkers, okay, and they went to their township people and said, "We want that statue removed because we can't stand what it stands for. We get we get sick in our stomach." It's sort of like how back in the day they used to the kids would say that person's a witch. So this handful of people go to the council. The council was voted in as liberals, and they said, "Sure, we're going to tear down that statue." Or back when the various individuals who were killed by cops, what's the first thing they do? They attack the statues of monuments. They throw paint on it. They tear it down. They wrap ropes around it. They bring it down. They break it into pieces. Okay. They can't let the fact alone that these statues represent the person who's dead. He was a general or a colonel or a soldier or whatever who went above and beyond for a lifestyle that these folks wanted to live. Okay, uh, you know, and the politicians up until recently would not do anything to protect these statues and monuments. They were digging up dead people because they found out there was a Confederate soldier in that cemetery. They dug up his damn bones. That's what's pissing off the folks in the South. They won't leave them alone.
Okay.
Okay.
I was just asking because I live in the South. I'm here in Tennessee, and I hear or see nothing of what you talk about. That's why I'm just trying to figure out: is it just organizations that you deal with? Because it doesn't seem like it's mainstream. I mean, from foreign.
Okay. I'm probably saying more than I should be saying. Okay. And
Well,
I'll
no,
play.
you're
Well,
And
no,
I'll play.
okay,
No, no, no.
okay. You
Uh,
can't. You
as
can't
far as
say.
as far as my groups I belong with or are part of, I'm probably saying more than I should. But they're over the next several months, they're going to be folks showing up at different parts in the South to support the monuments, the statues, and so forth. So you'll be seeing some activity going on. In fact, I just asked for the list. There's people who are going to go out. They're going to surround the monuments. They're going to protect the monuments. They're going to go out. They're going to rally outside city halls and so forth. So the next 3.5 years, they feel is their time. If they're going to do anything because of Trump, that they're going to be more vocal. So you'll be seeing more things.
Okay.
I still come back to the same point. I love you like a brother, Randy, but I just don't see anybody succeeding from the United States. I don't see people getting angry enough and actually pulling out. And the bureaucrats that run the country right now, the votes that you need approved, I don't think.
No, I would think if anybody was going to succeed, it would have been Texas. And
No.
they Abbott and them, they scrapped that idea.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, and I just say because
And,
I live in a southern state,
right. And you see
and
Gavin Newsom talking about it still. Maybe every once in a while, that California could break off and become another country. But
California
who
California
wants
could
them?
fall off the cliff for all I
Yeah, who wants them? Mexico doesn't want them. They
know.
don't need them. They have plenty of business without them.
I don't
I,
think there'll ever be another North and South.
I,
Like,
I just think if the politicians uh, uh, will support the fact, okay, yes, we have southern states. Yes, they believe in God. We don't. Yes, they believe in family. We don't. Yes, they believe in male and female, and we don't. Just leave the South the fuck alone. Don't, if a
wait a
handful.
minute, hold on, because you got some idiots in the South too.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that the South is perfect. I'm just saying that when you have 1 to 7, 10% of the population telling the rest of the population how to freaking live, that's nuts. Okay.
Well,
There are states where a child can go into a doctor's office and say, I want a sex change, and they'll do the sex change without telling the parents until after it's done.
But
I'm
that's wrong.
sorry.
That's wrong.
Rosie,
And that's what
We've talked that that's wrong.
And that's what
yeah,
that's
these,
what the folks in the South that primarily want to show that we love our families, our moms, our dads, we love our God, we love our country, but they're trying to change their damn language. They're trying to change the way they live, the way they talk. Leave them the frick alone. That's like me going in. You have these cities in the north where you can't
but
walk out.
Randy, the same thing that affects the people in the South affects people in the North. I mean, you got communities in the suburbs of New York City. You got people in the suburbs of Maryland. These are we're talking we're talking liberal cities.
Right.
So when you talk liberal cities, you're just talking a small pocket. You're not talking the vast majority.
Correct. A small pocket. And that small pocket is telling the rest of the country how to freaking live.
But see, the rest of the country ain't gotta listen to them. No. See, this is what you gotta
Right.
understand.
They don't, but they do.
No, not all of them. Hey, look what happened with
No.
Cracker Barrel.
Right. And the Cracker Barrel wanted to change their logo to be more liberal, and the people in the South primarily stood up and said, "No, we won't stand for it. You're going to lose your business," and it worked. And that's the way it should be.
That's right.
So if
But
enough
you
people,
understand.
so if
you
enough
under-
people rise
you
up and say, that child of 4 or 5 years of age shouldn't be allowed to have a sex change
but, but,
without the parents knowing about it, that's
but
wrong.
your
And
child,
Randy,
your child, 4 or 5 years old,
you have
being
to.
told that they need to make a decision and not telling their parents is much different from Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel, the board of directors is made up of their 5 biggest institutional investors, I believe. They looked and they saw $750 million worth of property that they own as a business. Some of it they lease to franchisees. They decided that if we do some crazy changes, people will stop going to these restaurants. That will allow us to do what we want to do, put $750 million in our pocket. They
Just like
realize it's a wrong idea because you'll put more than $750 million a year in your pocket with people who want to go to that place for what that place always stood for. You can't just make a stupid logo change and expect that it's going to be the same. You can't tell your staff when you relate with your customers, you have to relate this way. You can't do it this other way anymore. Your business is just not going to make it. Those people are just not going to go there. Somebody else will open another restaurant chain that's not called Cracker Barrel because the name, to me, seems to have connotations that maybe they just want to have a restaurant that has that name. But this isn't about what's the right thing we're supposed to do. This thing is about putting money in their pockets. They want more money in their pockets. They wanted to screw you, take the places away from you, and sell everything. And those people should be out on their ear. And even the board, the CEO, if she thinks that this is a good idea, it's time for her to go. Or if she's new, she should never have come. Go ahead, guys.
Hey, one thing we got to remember: as long as this country exists,
Yeah, it's
we're always going to have people that try to divide us by race. We're always going to have people try to divide us by economics. We're always going to have people try to divide us by this or by that. We're always going to be going through some shit here in America.
yep.
But I tell you one damn thing. I ain't seen nobody lead this motherfucking country and separate themselves and try to start their own damn government and all of this shit. Do you know how hard that shit is?
It's very hard.
Hey, it's hard. Hey, look at these grocery stores out here thinking they going into starting their own businesses in these cities and only lasting a month. Look, the wheel is the wheel. We
Right.
got to keep it oiled and keep it running right. And for decades and centuries, it's just been getting screwed up and screwed up. These are the United States of America. Nothing will ever divide us. Not no ignorant ass people. Not no. They will be dealt with. We might have to go through some crap dealing with them, but in time, they will be dealt with. Just look at where we are today compared to where we were 4 years ago. People thought America was going off a cliff. It looked like we was going off a cliff, but we always find a way. We always find a way to bring our ass back after we are looked over and see how far that drop really is. And you know, at the end of the day, Americans they want the same thing. They want the same thing. It's just about how to figure out how to get to it. You know, this is a country, this is a world where, and me being from on both sides of the track, from the streets to the politics of it all, I don't condone for 1 second what a lot of these youths do in these inner cities. But I don't know what it feels like. Well, thank God my grandma took me out of the situation, so I didn't have to deal with that in New York. But I don't know what it feels like to have no hope, have no vision, to go out my door and see nothing but murder. And it's like living in a jail. And when you're in jail, guess what? If you don't adapt to the jailhouse way, you become a victim.
Yep.
You become prey.
Yep.
But when these kids in these inner cities walk out their door, I don't condone what they do. But if you're honest with yourself, 75% of these youth that walk out their door see no opportunity,
Right.
see no vision of tomorrow. How can I survive today?
We need to give them back the vision of tomorrow.
When I was growing up in New York, I could get out of school, go to the Boys and Girls Club, play basketball, shoot pool, play ping pong.
We need to give that back to them.
I can go to the playground and see two officers leaning, standing on the fence, and we out here playing basketball and this and that. They've taken it all away. I remember you would always see officers walking the beat in your neighborhood.
And you used to be able to go up to them
Yeah,
and joke around with them.
but now even the officers don't know if you walk up to them. Why are you walking up to them? It might be the last time they get walked up on.
Right. I don't believe, I mean, there are very few officers that I know that get out of bed every morning, put that uniform on, and want to kill somebody that day. Today I'm going to get my cop car and I'm going to kill somebody. I'm going to look for somebody and I'm going to kill. And if you are a police officer that thinks that way, you're in the wrong business. But I don't think that's there anymore. I mean, but it's like you said, Ray, we've taken opportunities that we had away from our children. Why? Because it's not safe for them. Let's make it safe and give them those opportunities back.
Y'all can't see that. Y'all can't see that picture right there.
I can see it.
Yeah.
This young man, Rontrell just turned 26. I had the pleasure of raising him along with my sons. He just graduated on the force 2 days ago, and
Congratulations.
I tell people all the time, if you want to make a difference, be the difference.
Yep.
Don't sit behind it. Talk about it. Go out and be about it.
Yep.
You know, don't talk about how you wish the system would change. Go out and be that change. You know, go out.
I wish at times I had taken this, and I'll call it a ministry for a minute, if that's what you want to call it. But I wish we had taken it out on the road, because the world is different. Like you just said, the world is different outside than it is inside talking on this mic. And anybody can do it. But there's problems. And, we just got to fix them. It's time to fix them. The argument with the lady at the Fed is, you can't fire me. Well, yeah, we can, because you did something wrong, and you did something that people can't do themselves. It's wrong. I mean, if you can give us a good reason why, you can't give us a good reason for breaking the law, but if you can give us a good reason why the law is wrong, maybe you get your job back. I don't know.
Well, the way I understand, she hasn't left her office.
Well,
Who's that?
The lady that Trump just fired.
Oh,
from the Fed?
Yeah, I think so.
No. The lady from the CDC.
Yes, CDC.
And eventually, what will happen is the people
she'll be escorted out.
The people from the federal police will, or the U.S. Marshal's office, I don't know who, or Dan Bongino and his squad, I don't know, will come in and remove her from the building.
And that's exactly what she wants. She wants that video.
But you know what? When they show up there, you know what she's going to do? She's going to walk out of the building, because she's going to realize that there's nothing she can do. She's not going to go down as a martyr. They're not going to fight her. They're not going to raise their guns and send her.
I think she wants to be dragged out, so she's going to have that video.
But they're not.
Support her.
That's what they do. That's what they do. They want to be able to scream and, oh God, what are you doing?
But they're not.
You're hurting me. This can't get too tight.
But it's a new world. They're not going to do that anymore.
You wait and see.
It's just
people aren't buying into that shit no more.
Right.
They sit back just like we do, and they be like, oh shit, what a performance. Yeah. Oh, that is so authentic. Wow.
You were doing bad stuff, lady. You were passing bad stuff. Either the Biden administration, somebody in there was telling you to do bad stuff.
That's like
the Health and Human Services Director before Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was telling you to do things that you shouldn't do. And you should have thought about some of the things you were doing. Go ahead, Ray.
That's like when these politicians are blocked from going places, and then they try to bully their way through the police officers, and they get charged with assault. I didn't assault nobody. What do you call it?
Yeah.
What do you call it? Giving forearms and elbows as you forcefully get your way past them.
I'd like to say that to Maxine Waters. Eventually, she's going to show up at one of these police stations, and she's going to push her way in saying, I'm a member of the U.S. Congress, and I have this right to go in. No, you don't.
Man, they
No,
gonna
you don't.
Hey, today's moving weekend. Y'all
It is.
pray for me. Yeah.
Yep. I'm praying for you. I'm looking forward to the Patriots Lab studio being done.
Yes, I just got to figure because I have a whole room.
Yep.
So I'm thinking I'm gonna change the whole Patriot Lab concept. I think I'm gonna have a couch, a love seat. I think I'm gonna do the love seat action and have the
Yeah.
microphone off the love seat and just sit back on the love seat from now on and not have a desk. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch it up. It's gonna be switched up.
Yeah. Good. Good. The message is going to be the same, I'm sure, just
Oh,
better.
oh, the message is gonna be raw. The
It's
message.
going to be up. It's going to be up a few notches, I'm sure. And that's what people need to hear right now. I mean, maybe Randy's right. Maybe there are people in the South that want to leave because they think it will be better. But to me,
Where are you going?
yeah, where are you going to go?
You ain't going nowhere.
Where
And
are you
like
going
I
to go?
said, I live in the South. I live in Tennessee. Hey,
Right.
I don't hear people.
My only problem with the whole secession thing is
You,
okay,
hey,
any state you can succeed, but if Florida becomes a blue state, I'm not leaving because Florida became a blue
hey,
state. This is my home.
you know what we talk here in Tennessee? Take our fucking country back. We don't
Yeah,
talk about giving it up,
right,
leaving it.
right,
No, we're gonna take our shit back.
right.
Just
I
like
mean,
just like a real G. We're gonna take our shit back. You ain't gonna scare us or running away from our shit.
right, right.
Not
Just,
when we're standing on the truth. How the hell we gonna let
but as I say all the time, why can't we just break bread together? Sit down and
no,
listen,
some of these fools you
listen.
can't.
Well,
No,
no, some of them you can't. Some of them you can't. And unfortunately, Robert, whatever you want to call him, he killed himself. But to me, that's not how you accomplish anything. Because tomorrow there's going to be someone who realizes they don't have to kill themselves. They can just, and they don't have to take a building in control. Why can't you just say, hey, this is wrong? And if you feel it's wrong, stand up for it.
you
You have
know,
just as much right, but the majority, in some cases, aren't going to agree with you.
I was watching an interview. A guy went to the inner city, and he was trying to tell these young guys, it's okay to be a good guy. It's okay
It is.
to care about your fellow brother down the hallway or down the street. Why do y'all continue to kill one another and rob and steal and sell drugs? And that young man said it's survival out here. He said, where am I getting a job? Where am I getting a job? And you gotta really, if you don't realize what it's like to live in the inner cities are overpopulated. Way overpopulated. There's not enough jobs in the city to handle the population. You got people that live in the projects and the
We should come
ghettos.
up with one of these.
They barely got a fresh grocery store. Um, so when you take it from that perspective, like I said, I don't condone what they do, but when you take that word survival, they take that literally. We I don't know. I guess you'd have to be there to understand.
So we have William Grant watching the show. He's the first
He
one I've
is.
seen so far.
He is.
We have come to our time where I need to jump off here. Um,
Okay.
I do want to take a time to promote our providers of what keeps me live and living here. Um, Matthew Holmes is a gentleman from the South. He writes books about the South, about his bloodline relatives. This one here is about his second great grandfather who fought in the war between North and the South, and his history about the various regiments he was belonging in and the various battles he was in. I just now started reading this one. We're going to have broadcasts about that, talk about that about a week and a half out. This is another one he sent me, Spirit of Vengeance. I have not yet started reading this one here. This one here is Hell in the Cell. I'm going to tell you what, folks, that is a really good read. It's again about his ancestors, about the battles he fought in between the North and the South, and it actually brought me into it. Bill Muckler, we all know Bill Muckler. He wrote 2020, A Clear Vision for Our Future. I have not yet started reading that one. We have 2020, A Clear Vision. I just started reading this one, so I can't comment on it.
Okay, I can comment, and it won't give anything away from you in reading it or anyone else. The books are 100% spot on in 2025, even though he wrote the first one, A Clear Vision for America, in 2015, and he wrote A Clear Vision for Our Future in 2018. They are spot on, which is why I tell everybody I call them the conservative patriot, because that's what I think we are, broadcaster's Bible. If you read them and you listen to him, you will get a very good foundation for what we do.
This one here is 6 Soft Targets. I'm going to tell you what, once I started reading it, it brought me into, I read it in like 4 days.
Yep.
It is, once you get about halfway into it, you start realizing who in politics of that day and time he's talking about. He changed the names up, but towards the end of it, you realize who he's talking about. And I'll tell you what, I'm hoping, he said he has material to do the follow-up. I'm hoping he's in good health for it, because it's a very good read.
He found from what I understand, from what I remember him telling me, is he found a folder full of material that was supposed to go into 6 Soft Targets. It never made its way, so he was going to work it up to a second novel called Aftermath. The next time I talk to Bill, I will find out what's happening with that.
And Jen Woodruff, to homeschool the mom, she and I have been collaborating with Matthew Holmes and his books and the broadcast. She actually, between her and me, created this really neat bookmark. It has 4 of his book covers on it. And on the flip side is a little bio about the author up here. Okay. She's going to do the other one with the other books. Right now he has 8 books written. He has material to write up to 33. This is the guy from the South. He loves the South. He's being honored in 2 weeks in this one city. He's going to give me details about it. The SCV, the Southern Confederate Veterans Association. They're the ones who would be the boots in the ground with the. Okay, they're giving him honor about the books he wrote, so he'll be there with the SIA. They're the ones who are politically trying to secede the country. So if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But they're just tired of being stomped on. And I'm going to close with one song, but not me singing. But Ray, do you have anything do you want to promote as well as yourself?
Nope. Just want everybody to know the lab will be back very, very shortly, hopefully next week. If I have everything in place. If not, I will still be
the same name.
Yes. The Patriots Lab isn't going anywhere.
Okay. What time and days?
Probably Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, but I'm not sure yet. I'll keep y'all privy to all of the updates. Once again, I do appreciate you gentlemen letting me come on your platform, keeping me abreast of everything going on.
Hey, don't jump yet. I want you to hear this song, because one other thing I want to promote is Suno.com. It is an AI. It's $8 a month. Okay. You put in like 10 words, okay, and it creates music. I mean, it blew me away when I started using it. One of my clients sent me these words. I typed it in, and this is the product. So please, Ray, stay with it because you may want to make use of this yourself. You don't have to be and Dave, same with you. You don't have to be a songwriter to make a production. I own the rights to this music, so I know I'm getting nailed for it, but I keep arguing the point. But you do own the rights to it. You have the opportunity to promote it and to broadcast it and to protect it. So here's this.
Men in gray with stars and bars marching through the field of scars, Virginia roots and family ties underneath those southern skies. Raise the flag and bow your head for the stories of the ones now dead. Family faith and God above, echoing through the love. Fields of green and rivers wide hold the tales of stubborn pride. Voices carried on the breeze, whispering through the ancient trees. Raise the flag and bow your head for the stories of the ones now dead. Family faith and God above, echoing through the love. Gray uniforms and smoky trails, a legacy that never pales. Through the valleys, hills, and streams, holding tight to fading dreams. Raise the flag and bow your head for the stories of the ones now dead. Family faith and God above, echoing through the land we
Okay. For $8 a month, you cannot beat that. So Ray, if you ever need some music for your show, just type in a few words and it goes creates it for you. You can't tell there is a computer. I'm just blown away by it. So Dave, any final words for us?
I want to apologize to everybody that had to jump all over Facebook to catch us today, but I think it was worth it. We rode the All Roads Lead to Home Genealogy Network. Sometimes we ride the Patriots Lab Network, and we're all over the place, and I appreciate that. Watch us when you can. We appreciate if you watch it live, but everybody can't watch it live, so watch us when you can, and we'll do this thing together. And I'll pass it to Ray.
The camera's on you, Ray.
What happened to Ray's audio?
Oh, you put me on the big screen.
Yeah. I want you to say goodbye.
Oh, y'all want to see my partner?
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep striving to be the best version of yourself, no lying.
Oh wow.
Easy, it ain't gonna be a breeze, but you gotta keep climbing, don't you freeze. Keep inspiring those around you with your words, your actions, your point of view.
Very nice.
You're a beacon of hope in this world of despair. despair and let others know that you really care. Keep inspiring.
My little humble abode.
Good.
Well, you and your wife, right?
Yeah, me and my wife, we're happy.
Well, it's a 2-bedroom.
Yeah, 2 bedroom, no yard. It's awesome. No grass. I love it. So
Yeah. Good.
it was
Yeah.
fun being up here at mom's, but
Yeah.
time to get back out there.
Did
Yeah,
you mow mom's lawn before you left?
No, that's what my brother does. My brother mows the lawn. I just help.
Oh, okay. All right.
I just help.
So,
Good.
does your mom live by herself?
Don't.
No, my mom lives upstairs, and my brother and his wife, they live downstairs. They have their own.
Okay, okay. So your mom has like a in-laws quarter kind of thing.
Yeah, downstairs. Yep.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Good.
That's cool.
Good.
Okay, Dave. Any last words? You got the main screen. Then I'll kick Raymond out.
Last words are go have a fantastic weekend. That's what I like to say every Friday. And just think, we will win. We will win in the end because there are more of us than there are of them. And I didn't quite say it right, but I stole it from oh God, J.J. McCartney. Stole it from him. Maybe sometime we'll have Jen and on and she'll tell you more about JJ, and maybe we'll get lucky and JJ will grace us one of these
Oh,
days.
that'd be nice. I like Jim. He's a fun guy.
He was a fun guy. He really was. Yep.
So Dave was great. I'm glad I was able
It was good. Thank
to
you.
bring you online, and I'm going to kick you out. And it just leaves little old me. So, folks, as far as the South, I don't know. They're tired of being stomped on, okay? And I can't blame them. Unfortunately, I wasn't born in the South, but I love the South. I love the folks. They're all about God, country, family. I mean, when you start digging up the graves of their dead soldiers, that's a call to action. So who knows? If the country will ever be split again. I mean, look, President Trump, he's trying to take over Canada, or he's a good part of it. He's trying to take over, I think it was Grenada. Will that ever happen? Who knows? But, we live in a country where we can come here, speak our mind, and not wind up in prison 10 minutes after we get off the broadcast. So for that, we need to be thankful for. I do have one spot on my calendar for genealogy. If you folks are interested and you really want to know about your family, where they came from, what they did, how they lived, how they died, reach out to me. I can do it for you. I'm really cheap. I'm the price of dinner for two for an entire month. 2 hours per day of nothing but me searching your family. So reach out to me, Randall Rhodes, or All Roads Lead to Home Genealogy. For that, folks, I'm going to call it a day and get back to work. You take care, and thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Ray, thanks for being here. Dave, once again, thanks for being on the show. And you take care. See you guys.